Do you ladies believe in this kind of thing? Love at first sight? That sounds like literally it's what it is.
First
Did you
of
like
all,
the Serena voice?
Great impression.
I knew you liked the Serena
Guys,
voice.
like, I don't know.
I feel like that's how I was tweeted though, like, or how she was quoted. Like, I just knew I was going to marry the guy.
So I believe in infatuation at first sight.
Yeah.
I think people, they think it's love just because they get like the butterflies and everything. But real love comes when you have to do crazy couple things in the middle of the night, like taking care of a sick person or, I don't know, something like that.
I
Like,
didn't know
feel
where that
like
was going,
it's
crazy couple
You know,
things.
I was going somewhere and I was like, let me just not go that way. Don't go that way.
No, but it is true. When you do something that is nasty to help the other person out, i.e. when they're sick, and
Jordan knew what I was trying to say.
yeah, when you do that, then you're in love. But absolutely, I do think love at first sight may not be real, and you see it with these wacky shows, like you have 1 hour to propose to this person.
Right.
That's insane.
Insane.
But what I do think is real is you can see someone and be like, yeah, that's the look I was going for. That's the energy. That's the aura. That's the personality. That's what I always saw myself being in love with. But then you got to see if it works.
You gotta know, yeah. Sometimes I also think that your brain and that chemistry that you're talking about, those pheromones, sometimes they just trick you. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, look at that hunk or whatever. And you're like, no, that person's terrible.
Yes.
So here's something that I think women do. A lot of women, I can't say all women, but I think that we automatically go, can we see ourselves with this person? Like, would they be a good mate? Would they be a good father? And it's really kind of weird that we do that, but I think we're looking for that partner. Your levels of seriousness may vary. You know, some people might just want to hang out, but I think it's weird. I think we automatically are like, can we marry this person?
Can I tell you what men don't do?
Yes.
What don't they do?
That. They definitely don't go through it and say, is this the
Can I tell
woman?
you, I'll tell you what drunk comedians named Kelsie do.
I see here some stories.
But that's the past. That's the past.
I think it comes
Sure
down. That's the past. Sure it is. I think it's what it comes down to with just what you're looking for in that moment. Some people feel like the pressure's on, time's a ticking. This is exactly the person, and it has to be this person. Whereas if you're just casually going through and you know you're going to attract it when the time is right, then I don't think you're worried about love at first sight. And probably that's what I hit you in the head the most.
Yeah?
Yeah, I agree. And there's always a story that everybody feels like they have to follow, where I feel like that's not really what love can be like. You know, you don't have to be like, oh, I found the person and that was that, and oh, now we're going to fall in love forever. I do think there's something about partnership,
that
friendship.
magical.
It isn't. It isn't.
Well, Kelsie, you
Not all the time, anyway.
you had me at hello. Okay.
Stop it right now.
What can you do to change the way you think about your 9 to 5? Well, we got 5 ways for you to stop hating your job. Hang out with Kelsie, get rich. It's not number 1, but number 1 is stop talking trash.
That's a good
Number
one.
2
so
is
hard.
ID one good thing you feel about said job. 3, reward yourself. 4, grab a new task. 5, fire up the fun.
Whatever that means.
So these are the ways they're saying, hey, you don't like your job. I do think the one thing I would put on that list that's not on there is, and I think they're kind of saying that with one of them, is quit. That's what everybody always says. In jobs that I had when I was in my younger years, I got to the place where I was just unhappy, and I would walk around complaining in the workplace about what I didn't like. And one of the guys I looked up to grabbed me and said, hey, dude, leave. If you don't like it here, leave. And it was a friend of mine. He's like, I'm not trying to be rude to you. I'm just saying, if you want to be in a better place, remove yourself from this one and go find it. And sometimes that's what you need to do.
I love it.
Yeah, or have that frame of mind. Like, there's always a choice. I feel like that's the thing. Like, we feel like trapped.
Yes.
And like, you know that maybe you don't have to leave right now and like walk out being like, I'm out of here. You know, big dramatic. Like, I can make a plan. I don't have to be here 2 months from now, 1 month from now. There's this idea of freedom. And I like that your friend was like giving you that gift.
And it's understood that, look, their jobs aren't just out there hanging from trees. I get that part. But that's what you're saying, Kelsie, is have that plan. Start to implement things in place where you can leave. If you're not happy in a relationship,
Yeah, same.
you leave the relationship.
I think it's decide. Like, do I want to stay? Do I want to leave? And once you decide, then you know how you should move forward. So I do also like that the list said don't trash talk.
Yeah.
Because wherever you are, I've been the person on both sides where I've been the person ready to go, unhappy in the job.
I hate working with this Cornet guy. He's the worst. Yeah, we've heard you.
Don't say it out loud. You're mic'd. You're mic'd.
But I've also, Kelsie, that's between you and me. But I've also been the person who is at work and listening to the other person and just complain and complain and complain. Like what
And
he
it brings
told you, leave.
everybody down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It puts a bad stigma on you.
It's like a snowball effect. Like the problems at your job just get bigger and bigger and they grow and grow. Like you got to focus on what is good.
Yeah.
Or
Amen.
leave.
And then also, but be realistic. Like, not every job is going to be the coolest thing in the world and a party from Monday through Friday.
Right.
It's
So
always going to be that one coworker that's just too
Right,
much.
Felicia, cut it out. All right, so new article. How can you tell you're growing up once you stop having these 8 arguments in your 20s. The first one, petty fights with your best friend. Everybody has those.
Okay.
Arguing through social media, although I see grown folk doing this one. Arguing with your mom when you know that she's right. Isn't she always?
She's always right.
4, arguing with your significant other when they don't agree with you. I know I'm always right. 5, arguing with your siblings about things from childhood. Move on. 6, arguing with friends about how much you don't see them. 7, arguments with exes about who really ended the relationship. And finally, arguing with your dad about having argued with your mom.
That's my favorite. Arguing about arguing.
But it's so true. Some of those in that list, you're like, God, that's just so immature. And I think the ones in there are social media. I think the ones in there are arguments about things that happened in your childhood with your siblings.
The exes one.
The exes one is huge.
They're not even in your life.
Who cares how it ended?
Yeah, you put them in like a little void and they're gone forever and they don't exist. That's healthy, right?
But like also the one that happens a lot now I'm experiencing is friends that are arguing about how you don't make enough time to see them.
Yeah.
Grow up and understand that, you know, I've got a child, I've got a relationship that I'm in. You try to do it as you can make it work. It's not that easy. You're not in your early 20s anymore.
Welcome to marriage.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like, you got to grow up and
other
understand.
priorities.
Your priorities change as you get older, and some people have the luxury, even as a similar age to me or older, that maybe have more flexibility, but the lot do not have that, and a guilt trip doesn't work.
Guilt trip is never going to help you like make friendship or love or anything. You just have to understand. You have to understand and let your friends go, and know that you're the party friend.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Are you saying this on camera? Do you ever do the petty ones?
Never. I don't. You know what? I have too much pride. Where I'm like, you never hurt my feelings. I don't even care about you. We're not even arguing.
Then what happens when the door closes?
Yeah.
Then you start crying
when
when
I cry and bite my pillow.